Hi subscribers, hi viewers. I want to take this time to explain what a Beijing lockdown is, because there's been a misunderstanding about what people are speculating and what the media has been saying. I live in Beijing, and this is Beijing. What's happening at the moment, there's been a rise of COVID cases in Beijing. Unlike Shanghai, Beijing is actually tried to maintain the zero COVID policy, although there's been something like 50 cases found, and I'm sure there must be maybe something like a few more by now. What's happening is they've enforced two types of lockdowns. One is a lockdown, not a full lockdown, but it is a lockdown. I'll explain what it is later. And the other one is a partial lockdown. Right now we're under a partial lockdown. A partial lockdown is when there's been like everyone has to do some COVID tests, and some places you cannot go if your QR code, if you haven't done a COVID test within. Some places have got a 24-hour, and some places have got a 48-hour. Some places have got actually maybe a week or so COVID test policy, which means that if it's a 48-hour COVID policy and you have not been tested for COVID, you cannot go into that place. You have to go get another. You have to go get a COVID test, then come back within your period has expired. Now what happens usually is the schools are shut down at the moment. My gym is actually closed at the moment, and some public places, like we're talking about some public parks are closed. So what's happening is you will get some restrictions. Now I want to explain what a COVID lockdown is. That's been happening in other places. The COVID lockdown that's been happening in other places, it's not a complete lockdown. It is like some complexes. Like if they find a case in a community, they have to shut it down. Communities are like complexes, residential areas. I'm sure people who have lived or visited China can relate. So what they do is they have to shut down the whole area. It means, oh, that's a Beijing fast train. It means that people cannot leave the compound, and they cannot, outside people cannot enter the compound. You can still order your parcels, you can still order your food. It has to be delivered at the gate. If you have lived in China or you have lived in Beijing, you must relate with most Chinese, I can say up to 90-something% of residential areas are what we call gated communities. So in those gated communities, there is some security personnel. So if there's a case in the area, they come and close the whole area to limit people going in and people going out. So you'll have the security personnel, you'll have the healthcare workers, and you'll have some volunteers in the area. So at the moment, Beijing has tried its best to avoid the spike of cases like in places like Shanghai, so that there is no complete shutdown of the city. And I am aware that in some parts of Beijing there is some lockdowns. So the lockdowns I'm explaining is you will be in a place where really you can do what you want to do, but the thing is it will be limited. And the other thing I want to explain is a partial lockdown is when you're getting restricted for mobility and some places, and but you can go on with your functions, you can go on, do whatever you needed to do, but mass gatherings are very, very limited. And in some places where the COVID can actually easily, oh, that's a military truck, can easily spread, those places will be closed. So what you are seeing here, you're seeing the top there is a high-speed train rail, and underneath is a subway train rail. So you must have heard the noise. So this is the entrance. Arriving at the place, we use the other entrance. So this is normally a Beijing subway station. It's got 4 entrances which double up as exits as well. So to actually make it easy and to reduce congestion, whichever direction you're going to, and some subway stations have got actually more entrances and more exits, but this makes it easy for you to actually know which direction you will be leaving. If you check your directions, it will show you exit A and exit B, or entrance A or exit B up to C, D. So that will makes it easy to know exactly which direction you will be going when you exiting the stations. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave a comment. I hope it was noisy, so that you could have heard what I was saying about the COVID situation. Right now we are at the Garden Expo Park station, which I had visited with my daughter. Unfortunately, what we'll do is I will edit the video. It was closed when we get there because of COVID. So some public places are closed and some of them are open, and schools at the moment are closed. So I'm going back home to start work. Please subscribe to the channel. Any questions you might want to ask, you can ask. Any comments, but do not forget to click on the notification button, because I'm not only doing this on current affairs only, I am also doing business reviews, any updates, current affairs, international stuff, so you don't have to miss anything.